connecting to the real nerds is so easy. You can go to our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can like us on Facebook. We have a Twitter account, @RealNerds. We also have Instagram. You can call us, 720-6nerds5. You want to email us? You can do that too, realnerds@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2017, which is happening June 30th, July 2nd at the Colorado Convention Center and beyond. I am Ryan. With me is
James.
And this week, after a 2-week absence,
Zach.
Brad is on assignment, so he will not be here today. That's old radio talk, guys. I think he's been filming the last...
Do I sound like I'm on old-time radio? No.
Nope.
No.
Come on, work on it. You're a director. Act better.
Ooh.
Act better.
I got burned, man.
That's what my
I need
mom
some
always
ice for
used
that
to tell
burn.
me.
Act
James,
better.
act better. That's not
You're
true.
embarrassing me.
That's not true. She never said that. That's terrible. My goodness.
Yeah, I was thinking of you today because my cousin Lisa posted something from when she was in church, and I feel bad.
And when you think church, you go, oh,
James.
Yeah, James.
James, he likes God. And I know
wow.
my cousin listens to this show, and I apologize if she gets offended about what I'm about to say. But I laugh because I don't know if it's something. I guess her little boy Aiden didn't want to go to church or something this morning.
Is this Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa.
Okay, she's awesome.
And so he threw a fit, and so they had like.
I'm glad Lisa and I are going to get to spend eternity in heaven together without you guys.
Yeah, I know, it'd be awesome. I'll burn in hell. I don't know, something like some questionnaire or something that her church handed out.
Sure.
And Hayden drew on it.
Religious
it
handouts
said,
are always good.
so he had dad and mom, and they were both like, Kellen, don't touch the TV, please. They're both they were both yelling at him in the picture, which is sad. But then it said dad, a.k.a. Satan. It's just
I don't think he's paying attention in Sunday school. I'm just going to throw it out there.
I think it's funny, but I don't know if I should have laughed at it, so I'm sorry, Lisa. I just thought it was kind of funny when I read it. And just, no, Lisa, I'm thinking about you, and I love you very much. I think you're a wonderful mother and a wonderful lady.
Yeah.
But he's 13, so, I'm sure when I was 13, I said I hated my parents, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that he didn't just scream it at them like,
Yeah.
Dad, you're Satan.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was funny because he put AKA Satan.
Yeah.
Like, it's a superhero or supervillain, like,
Like he runs into a telephone booth and takes off his mask and his then you can see his horns.
Well, I mean, if he
Yeah.
did Dad, AKA Mephisto, I'd be like, that kid is the coolest kid I know. That's for all those Marvel nerds out there, guys.
Oh, mercy. Oh, that's funny.
Every week on the Real Nerds Podcast, we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week, we saw Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
We did.
Yeah.
Stay tuned after the show where we review the movie. We will tell you if you should see it or not, play the trailer, and then spoil the movie. So, if you haven't seen the movie yet and you want to hear if you should see it or not, make sure you stop listening after the trailer. And then come back and listen and finish the podcast, because that's when we dispense all our wisdom. Yeah. Except I got a critique from Joe today.
Did you?
Yeah, he said, no point on the Girl on the Train review did we ever mention the baby.
Well, okay, spoilers for the girl on the train. Which baby?
The kid. Their kid.
There's
The alive
right.
one.
So
Yeah,
there's the baby
Yeah, the dead
and
baby.
the blonde girl when she gets beaten to death. Which
Yeah.
baby do we not talk about?
I'm guessing the dead baby.
Oh, we didn't talk about the baby that drowns in the tub.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because it's a terrible thing to talk about, and I don't like talking about it. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. So I guess he's like, you have to prepare people for that. I said, but he just got done telling me that he
Wait,
listens to the
wait,
show after
wait.
he sees the movie.
No. Okay. No,
We don't-
I will fight you, Joe. Our job is not to prepare you for the devastating moments of films. So, like, you're not supposed to listen to the full review and then go see a movie and be like,
Hey, he's just mentioning that we didn't mention a key plot point in our review, which is fair. Take criticism, James.
But
Fuck.
our review isn't intended to just be a like beat for beat, recap of what
Why?
happened.
We
in
do
the
it all
movie.
the time.
We do, but it's,
James, take the criticism. It's okay.
it's a sign of bad criticism, right? Like we did that for Neon Demon because I didn't know how to talk about that movie.
I still have to watch it. It's sitting on my shelf.
Oh yeah.
What he's saying is that you need to listen to the When Babies Die podcast in order to get that information.
Yeah,
Because
I
James isn't going to mention
thought
it.
Joe's point was valid because if we're going to review a movie and we don't bring up key plot points, then we didn't do an adequate job of reviewing the movie.
I've listened to
I
that
would say so.
episode. We kind of just talked about how we either liked it or didn't like it.
Which I think that's the job. Like, if that scene were detrimental to the film in one way or another, or were a particularly great moment, because I do think we talked about like how rough.
Well, we were talking about nudity earlier. You get to see Haley Bennett naked. I mean, that's pretty good.
I don't think you do. But
See
anyway,
her butt.
sure, okay, great. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's it's a rough scene to talk about.
Mommy got you one, buddy.
We actually try. I mean, at least I do. I try not to spoil things unless we have to, like unless it's integral to us reviewing whether or not the movie is successful.
I don't remember the movie that well enough to remember if it was truly integral to the
It
plot,
is.
but that's how forgettable it was for me.
Yeah,
But that's just me.
right.
It is just you, Zach.
It is just me.
We also talk about movies we've been watching, movies that are coming out on Blu-ray, movie news, all that shiznit.
What are we
What is up
starting
with you
with?
two doing gangster voice? Like, this is all this shiznit, and he's in the car going,
Dog-
yo, dog, this shit was unreal.
Dog, I've been dope like that for years, man.
For in James' defense, he does say "yo dog" a lot.
I do. Say,
He does.
I do say. I say.
I mean, he says it like a white guy says it,
Right,
but-
yeah,
because I know this is shocking to people who've never seen you, James. You're white.
No. I don't like to be put into buckets.
You know what? Nobody's a color in my eyes, and especially James because he's colorblind.
Hey, dog, stop. Dog. Your dog is trying to tear the whole podcast
Well, yeah, because
apart.
he's a fat little sausage, and he needs to eat all the time.
He also only has one eye. He's disabled, and he can't see where he's going.
Yeah,
It's
but
not his fault.
when he thinks he's getting food, he's like out of control. He's on Percocet. What's the steroid I'm thinking of? I can't. Protozone. I just said it, Laura. Shut your mouth.
Wow, man.
Well, she said it like I was a retard, which isn't too far from the truth.
Oh,
But so now when he thinks he's getting food, he's insatiable.
anyway, what are we
And
doing?
look at James just drinking piss.
Whoa, hey! Don't tell people that I'm drinking. I'm indulging myself in a nice chilled Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, otherwise known as piss.
For any of you Titanfall 2 players
that
out
was
there,
the rejected tagline for Mountain Dew.
for any of you Titanfall 2 players out there, A76NT H687F. So good luck.
There you go.
Have fun.
Jeez, people are just gonna tear this cord out.
All right. Yeah. Kellen, come here. Oh, no. Yeah, just walk through the cable again. It'll be great.
What are you doing, buddy?
Now you're
Stop.
intentionally.
Yeah, I hear. Goofy.
All right.
I know, you're goofy.
You're a bugger. Okay.
Every week we see movies at the Alamo Drafthouse because it is the best place to see movies.
Amen.
They like to show special screenings of several films. This week, they're showing these films.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Kevin Smith.
Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin.
Hi, I'm Mark Hamill.
Hi, I'm Elijah Wood.
This is Seth Rogen.
I'm Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
I'm Ron Starr.
Welcome to the Alamo Drafthouse.
Kenneth Branagh's theater company is presenting The Entertainer.
Awesome.
Gentlemen Prefer Blondes is also playing.
Cool.
And Tough Guy Cinema is The Thing.
Yes.
That's a great movie. I hear that's one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
It is.
Because we did an episode where we counted on our top 10 and it was mine.
Yep.
For more information, go to realnerdspodcast.com.
Yeah, / Halloween Film Explosion.
That's not the URL path.
I have no idea. Go to your Google taskbar and type in Real Nerds Podcast Halloween and it'll pop up.
You sound like
You
such an
take that
old
URL path, it goes to porn.
man. Go to your Google taskbar. Anyway,
What
go
do you
ahead.
call it?
Never mind.
The Google machine?
Yes, yeah. It's the Google. I pull up my Google machine.
To the Google
anyways, yeah. Henry's in New York,
Oh yeah.
and he sent us a new recording of Art House Asshole, which you can listen to right now. I love art house movies. You can call me Mr. Asshole.
What's up, real nerds? Henry here, giving you an update on Art House Asshole. This week we watched Zero Motivation, which is an Israeli comedy. Now, you would think that a foreign comedy wouldn't be funny, and you would typically be right, but this one's different. This one's wrong. It's actually really funny. It reminded me a lot of Orange is the New Black or Office Space. The only major issue with the film is that it's solely an Israeli experience. It's not something we experience in America. The comedy, the basis of the comedy is on something that we don't experience in America. So it's hard to relate to it in that sense, but the jokes surrounding it are still funny on their own. Like, they're still like, knock knock, who's there, chuckle, funny jokes. So I think you'll still like it for that reason. As a reminder, because they mentioned it last week, I want to point it out this week. All of the reviews this month are on films that are already released. Both this film and last week's film, High Rise, are on Netflix now. The only one from this month that is not as accessible is Neon Demon. That's because it just came out on DVD. But yeah, so if you want to see any of the films that we've talked about the last 3 weeks, either Zero Motivation, High Rise, or Neon Demon, you can see them all right now. I just want to point that out. So, hope you guys like whatever you're seeing this week. Fantastic Beast, yeah. So I hope you guys like that film, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
A movie I'll never see. You know, he sent in his email, and it was AHA. I'm like, oh, it is AHA. the acronym.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, we should lay some aha underneath his reviews from now on.
Yeah.
Just right. Well, yeah.
Do they have any other songs?
No, I was just gonna say when I said some aha, I meant Take on Me.
Okay, good. Because I have
yeah.
no idea what their other songs are.
No, I don't know. Did they ever do like a Bond theme? They could have done a great Bond theme.
Probably. Hey, James,
Yes, sir.
what's coming out on Blu-ray next week?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh no, I do know. Sorry, I got it right here. DVD releases and Blu-rays. This is a really cool week. There's a lot of good stuff this week.
I just want to point out we have 1,350 followers now, so
Following us where?
on Twitter.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
I like when we hit milestones of 50s. So thanks
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Hey, we haven't said this in a really long time. If you do listen, or you're just listening to this one, go onto the iTunes and give us a review because I don't know, it probably helps with math somewhere, like internet math.
Yeah.
The Mechanic Resurrection is out this week, which is the new
My
Jason
boy.
Statham movie, yeah, right? You didn't? No, none of us actually saw this, right?
No, I didn't see it because it was in theaters for like 2 weeks.
Right, exactly. Revenge is a dangerous business, says Jason Statham as he hangs from a piece of glass off a building or something.
Yeah, remember in the trailer, he's like, that's a pool, and he sets a bomb, and it makes a pool blow up on the top of the building.
I actually don't remember. I don't think I ever saw a trailer for this movie. But
Well, it's weird
I'm sure
because
good.
it changed like the tone, because the first Mechanic is actually like this gritty.
It's like a Walking Tall kind of movie.
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
It? Yeah.
And so this one is, they're like, whatever, we'll just be crazy.
Right. Speaking of tonally different, War Dogs is out this week, which was one of Henry's favorites from this year. That was a cool movie. If you didn't get a chance to check out War Dog, it's a pretty interesting film that I've thought a lot about, with some really great performances in it. Similarly great is Kubo and the Two Strings, which is the Leica movie from this year that everybody should for sure check out, even if you're just watching it for the animation because it's so pretty. But
They
I
are
think,
super talented artists, for sure.
I think it's a pretty touching story that people should see. Hell or High Water is out this week, which was one of my favorite dramas from this year. That's definitely something that people should check out, with Jeff Bridges and Chris Pine and Ben Foster. You should see it just because Ben Foster is great. And everybody.
What movie is Ben Foster not good in?
Oh, I know, right? Dude, even the day becomes the night. What's the vampire movie where they're all in the snow?
30 Days
30 Days a Night. Even 30 Days a Night, I'm like, oh hell yeah, Ben Foster.
No, that movie's great.
It is, but like I saw that movie just because the Ben Foster performance was so good in the trailer. All right, season 2 of Poldark, which is a Masterpiece Theater UK TV show that Brian's never going to watch.
Nope. Do they drink tea in it? Probably.
I have no idea. I believe that the plot of the show is that a man stands in the wind wearing a tricorn.
And eating a biscuit.
No. He's just standing there in a nice coat with a tricorn, staring into the wind. So hopefully that's a good show. I think it's based on a book. Yoga Hosers is out on Blu-ray this week. So
I actually have that coming
do you?
because I'm curious.
Yeah, me too. I know I'm gonna watch it because I don't think
And
I
then
can
because,
do...
I usually see those kind of movies with my wife, it's actually cheaper for me to just get the Blu-ray than it is for us to go out to like a specialty theater to watch it.
oh yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what theater you're gonna find it in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it before the end of the year. So maybe you can lend it to me so that
You may borrow it, James.
don't have to spend any money on it. Return of the Living Dead 3 is getting a release from
that'll be coming for me.
what's it called?
Vestron.
Vestron. Yeah, there we go. That's a pretty cool cover. It's got some lady.
It's actually a pretty cool movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to, I think I still have I think I have the DVD still. If someone wants it, they can have it.
I didn't even know that there was a Return of the Living Dead 2.
There is.
Interesting.
Not quite as good as the first one.
Is she,
Or
she's
the
got
third one.
she's got all kinds of spikes coming out of her face.
Yeah, I guess the poster goes away. So, anyways, in that, because they say that, and remember in Return of the Living Dead, that they eat because of the pain of being dead. So that girl on there becomes a zombie. Instead of eating people, she sticks herself with things because the pain helps her, like...
It like distracts her
from
eating
people. So,
interesting. Okay. Well, it says here she's to die for, so maybe pick that up. Criterion is releasing One-Eyed Jacks, which stars Marlon Brando and is directed by Marlon Brando. So maybe pick that up. Chud 2, Bud the Chud, is getting a Valerian release this week as well. Vestron, whatever. Yeah. So if you got Chud last week, you can pick up Chud 2. Speaking of sequel... Oh, were you going to say something about Chud 2? No. Oh. Speaking of sequels, the sequel to E.T. comes out this week. I.T., starring Pierce Brosnan. Your life is not secure, it says here. So maybe they're going to make sure that they're going to hack into your phone so that you can't call home. To Live and Die in L.A. is getting a Blu-ray release this week.
That's part of Shout Selects.
Oh, is it really? Oh, yeah, it is. Sure enough. Cool. So if you're a big William Friedkin fan, you can check that out. And then the final and definitely the best thing from this week is PBS is releasing Super Hummingbirds. So if you want to see, an hour and a half to 2 hours of
Hummingbirds.
Super Hummingbirds, you can check that out this week. Only $19.99 on Amazon. Don't miss this chance to see Super Hummingbirds. Yeah. Did I miss anything?
I don't know. I don't think so. It sounds like you said everything.
You pre-ordered so many things that I'm always afraid that there's something that you pre-ordered.
You know that everybody's just pre-ordering Super Hummingbirds right now.
I hope so. I'm going to get a cut.
I bet the
what you don't know
photography is stunning.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. What you don't know is that I'm actually a producer on Super Hummingbird, so I get a cut for saying that.
Leonard Maltin says it's one of the best.
Cool. That is This Week in Blu-rays.
We are so clever. Not only is Real Nerds a play on the word real, it's REEL. So, it's like a movie reel.
Yeah.
We also call this section Real News.
It's Real News.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Unfortunately, there's really not very much news this week. So, Justice League's going to have Green Lantern in it. Anybody excited?
Look how many people care.
Why are they talking? Just shut up. Let it be a surprise.
Because they got to get people excited because the DC movies no one gets excited for.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which I probably just made everybody mad. But it's
I was just going to say, does announcing that Green Lantern is going to be in a movie make anybody excited that's not already excited?
I don't know. I'm still up in the air on freaking Justice League.
There's still a fraction of people that are going to be like, Ryan Reynolds is coming back?
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for DC to prove me wrong.
Right.
Much like when I see a trailer for Doctor Strange, I'm like, they're not pulling that off.
Right. Exactly.
And then I watch Doctor Strange, I'm like, this movie's awesome.
Yeah, it's exactly the opposite of that. It's right? Like,
exactly.
You see a thing and you go like, there's no way this is going to work. And then it does work and you're amazed. In this case, it's like, oh, maybe this will work. And then it never does.
And that's how great the Marvel brand is, because you see a trailer like Ant-Man, you're like,
I hate that trailer.
I don't
That
know.
first trailer is bad.
I don't know about this. And then you see it, and you go, oh, this movie is pretty radical.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like every time the DC comes up, we just shit all over it. And it's honestly just because they make bad movies. And I don't think that's our fault.
I don't
So-
think it's unfair. But again, you have to earn people's respect.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I don't think the Batman Superman Ultimate Cut. I think makes it a better movie. But I don't. It
Doesn't make it a good movie.
that's what I mean. I mean, is it what? The funny thing is, I've seen it 4 times, but
Have you really?
yeah, because I saw it.
You saw it with
in the
me.
theater.
Oh, the movie as a whole. I thought you
Yeah,
meant the
the-
extended cut.
No, I saw the extended cut twice. So I saw the movie in the theater.
Right.
Then I got it on Blu-ray, so I watched the Ultimate Cut, which I thought was better. Then I watched the theatrical cut to see if I, you know,
just to make sure you
compare.
weren't. Yeah.
And then I saw it again. We reviewed it with Zach Howard.
Yeah.
So I've seen that movie 4 times this year.
And you should really only ever watch it once with our commentary with Zach Howard. Speaking of WB making things look really cool, though, we got a trailer for Skull Island, or sorry, it's now called Kong Skull Island. This week, I think this movie looks awesome.
I know.
In your opinion.
I said I think this movie looks awesome. It also has one of my favorite lines from a trailer this week, which is the guy flying the helicopter who then goes, "Is that a monkey?" And then you just see the helicopter explode. It's a great trailer, I think.
I think it's an interesting take when King Kong is, I mean, absolutely enormous in it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
like ridiculously huge. I mean,
More
he's,
like a Toho monster than he is a King Kong.
well, yeah, because they're setting up the universe.
Yeah, for Godzilla. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Godzilla in the latest Godzilla movies, he's pretty big too.
oh yeah.
So
he's-
I don't know, when you watch it, it's kind of like a Vietnam War movie that has all these
Yes.
crazy monsters in it.
Oh yeah, I jokingly said that the plot of that movie is that they want to go to Skull Island to steal a bunch of monsters to unleash them on the Vietnamese population.
Yeah.
because that's what the movie looks like. Like it looks like,
Because what's the
Apocalypse
song they even
Now.
have playing?
I don't remember, but it's one of those. It's one of those like very Apocalypse Now,
Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket.
Is
you know.
it? I'm pretty sure it's like a Bob Seger song,
Yeah.
or John Fogerty. I mean, it has to be one of
Yes.
those two.
Yes.
Song at the beginning of the trailer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was CCR.
yeah.
Oh,
John
it could
Fogerty.
be. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd
okay.
be. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, better because CCR did
Some credence.
sue John Fogerty for sounding like John Fogerty. So. That's not a made up story, guys. That's a true story.
I'm
I
not disinterested in the movie. I kind of miss my. I liked that remake of that Peter Jackson did so much
Oh, me too.
Oh yeah.
that I'm like, I have no real vested interest in a Kong that's outside of the 30s. But
It's just you've got to think of it as a big monkey monster movie and not King Kong.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you
Like,
were talking
it's-
about this in the car.
Yeah, like you can't go to this movie and expect the story of Beauty killing the Beast. Like that's not this
Yeah,
one.
and I'm one of those people. You can't. Movies are going to be remade. You got to just accept it.
yeah, well, and this isn't even a
Yeah, go
remake,
for it.
right? Like this
Exactly.
is
Like I said, I'm not like.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're one of those guys, Zach. Don't
You
pretend
are.
like you're not.
yeah. I mean, this is one
you see
where
the smile on his face every time he gets to me.
they are telling a different, hopefully cool, fun story. But it also has WB's name on it, so seeing an awesome trailer does not necessarily instill me with confidence.
But it's produced by Legendary, and they're usually pretty good about it.
And it's got John Goodman in it, so it
does.
should be fun.
Oh, dude, John C. Reilly is hilarious in that trailer.
I think John Goodman still is given the best performance this year. So
Oh, well, yeah. No argument there. Yeah.
remember when he comes in the room with ice cream?
It's so good. Man, who wants some ice cream? All right, this is not usually the kind of news I talk about, but I'm excited. They're going to make the Richard Linklater's Before trilogy is getting a Criterion box set release, which is great because I think the first 2 are not even on Blu-ray yet.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I know, and it's why I don't own any of them because Before Midnight is the only one that you can get on Blu-ray, which is probably why you've never watched them because I can't lend them to you.
Yeah.
But for sure, I'm gonna have to pick this up because it's pretty great. And we were talking about earlier before we started the show that the Barnes & Noble is doing a Criterion sale again. So
Up to the 28th, guys.
yeah, so check that.
And my
shit
kid's hitting
out.
his head against our glass door for some reason.
Well, you know, he's 2, and his job is to make sure you don't want him to die. Very last thing is that FX is about a year ago. FX started making they started saying they were gonna produce a Y the Last Man show, which similarly to Preacher, at least Y is just a thing that stays in development hell. It's like an Uncharted movie.
That's had some movement.
Yeah, but it got a little movement this week when they went and got some of the writers who were working on the American Gods show to come over and start working on that show as well. So it's entirely possible that in 2017 we might see a Y the Last Man TV show, which I think is exactly where that thing needs to live. Because it's a show, it's a story that you could do a like Westworld style treatment to, where you don't stick to the book, just tell me a really cool story, you know?
Yeah.
Like, take that premise, take some of the core characters. I mean, really, it's what they did with Preacher, right? As close as Preacher
Yeah, because
is.
I mean, some stuff doesn't translate from page to screen at all.
Yeah, and if you're going to make it a show, like, you got to, like, just take your time and tell me a cool story, and don't be so beholden to the original material, because you're going to go make, hopefully, 6 seasons of a show, and, you know, maybe by season 6, you're finishing it up and telling the end of the story, and maybe you're not. Because if you end up striking it big and making the next Walking Dead, you want to be able to be as open-ended as you can be.
I've never seen never read Y the Last Man.
I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the books that got me back, or got me into comics 8, 9 years ago. Man, I'm old. 8 or 9 years ago. I think it's really fantastic. It's one of the reasons that I love Brian K. Vaughan. I think that book is really well written. And Pia Guerra's art is, I think, really good. It's definitely worth checking out. And he tells a really wonderful, interesting story. For anybody who doesn't know, it's the story of a guy living in a world where some kind of disease has caused every man on Earth other than him to drop dead. And so basically he's just sort of positing like, hey, if half the population died and there was nothing but women left, what would the world look like? And it's really fascinating. It's a cool story that I think is pretty interesting and touching and fascinating at times. So yeah, it would be a pretty cool show if they could pull it off. And makes a lot more sense for television than Preacher did. So the fact that Preacher works, that means like you should go make that show.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all the news I have.
He's a liar. The Mortal Kombat got a director for the reboot of Mortal Kombat, produced by James Wan.
And who's the director?
Oh, I forget his name. But he did...
Does it matter?
It does.
I'm just being an ass.
Because, I mean, if you did your fucking job in this goddamn fucking podcast...
How come all the jobs are my job?
And also, AMC is talking about raising the ticket prices for blockbusters. So I think
they've been talking about that for years.
I think AMC's whole goal is to make people not go to their theaters.
I'd be fine with it, because I do. When I go to an AMC theater, I'm so just disgusted with like the ads beforehand and how terrible the experience is that I'm like, why do I go here?
That's how I feel about Regal.
Yeah, the truth is, if I'm not going, I actually go to the. Is it a Cinemark? What is the South Glen Theater? I think it might be a Cinemark.
South Glen is a Regal.
Is it?
It is now.
Oh, okay. I haven't been in like a couple months.
I don't mind the one on Bowles because they have the recliner seats and stuff in it, but
yeah, I dig it. I dig AMC for the most part. Like,
yeah.
I like the 24 plazas, like the big ones.
Yeah,
they've at least gotten rid of those terrible ads with the bouncing dots where they pretend to be like bears and shit, because those were just the worst experience. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I know why they're talking about doing it. I think it's a dumb idea.
It is, and because
or they're spinning it the wrong way. What they should do is raise their ticket prices and then introduce a new plan where they give you a discount if the movie's been out for 3 weeks. Like, at least spin it right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're dumb because the way they put it out there is just like, oh, so you're just gonna charge people more because I want to go see Spider-Man here.
Right.
Fuck you. I'll go see it at Regal or go see it at Alamo where it's all the same price.
Right.
Where they might have raised prices before summer, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Doesn't it also just encourage... Well, so one of the things here is that if you are in a place where your main theater is an AMC, it'll encourage you to go to the movie later. And the later you go to the movie, the larger the cut the theater gets. So that is actually a pretty beneficial thing for them, right? Like,
Yeah.
spinning it that way, especially in the markets that they dominate, is really kind of smart. And that could be what they're thinking. To me, it screams of bad customer service, though.
Yeah,
right?
that's
like,
what I mean.
It seems
Why
like
do you
they're
have to
treating
say that you're
customers
doing it
like
for
garbage.
just specific movies?
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, if anything, if you're not making enough money, raise the ticket prices and say, "Hey, guys, we're not making enough money." Like, I understand.
Yeah, which it's hard for me to even understand, too, because if you run a movie theater properly, the Hollywood business, I mean, we do a podcast based on it, but it's an $11.8 billion a year industry.
Yeah, but
So that means you're automatically getting foot traffic.
But the difference is that today, so much pressure is put on those first couple of weeks, right? There's so much
Yeah,
money
no, I
made
get
for a
it.
movie in those first couple of weeks when the theater's making the least on the tickets.
Yeah, but what they do is instead of charging people, gouging them at the ticket prices,
they gouge them at the money, at the
gouge
food.
them at the concession stands because people are going to buy them anyways.
Right. And it's what they've done forever, right?
Exactly.
Like, you know that they're making money on it. It's just, I'm not saying, like, yeah, if you tell me you're not making money, that I'm just going to take that at face value and give you more money.
Yeah,
I'm
because-
not saying that. It's still an economic
Because you're telling me
play,
that your
but-
5 cents of popcorn you charge $8 for, you don't make a lot of money on bullshit.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why that's my problem when I read stuff like that, because you're telling me that $11.8 billion a year industry, which you get automatic foot traffic, the theaters don't have to do any of the promotions.
Right.
The promoting is done by the movie studios that have people go to see the movies.
Yeah, like you've never seen
So-
a commercial for AMC.
So to get back to your point, your customer service has to be spot on.
Right.
And by you telling me that I'm going to raise money on the next Avengers movie because everyone's seeing it,
Yeah.
that's like, fuck you.
Yes.
So that's where I disagree.
It's really, because what it really is saying is, oh, you want my product, I'm going to charge you more money for it.
Exactly.
Which is actually, it's traditional business. It's
It
just,
is.
It's just the way that you're controlling the message.
That's
is
what I mean. You're
pretty
not
crummy.
You're not doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Which the same thing with their cell phone policy that they had, there for a little bit.
Yes. Well, they entertained at least.
Exactly. It's just
Yeah.
doesn't. You just can't
Well,
do it that way.
I guess I'll just stop going to an AMC theater like I always do.
Yeah.
Because I've not been to one in a year and a half.
Exactly. So it's stupid.
Anyway,
Anyways,
what are we doing next?
sorry, I was just watching my kid do little Einstein stuff. It's cute.
He's adorable.
So, anyways, we also watch movies throughout the week.
Sometimes.
This is stuff we've been watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
James, what'd you watch this week?
Not much.
I thought it was going to be nothing. That's why I started with you.
No, I know. It pretty much is nothing. Keeping up with Westworld, and there was a really great, cool episode this week. I think that show's still really solid, and Anthony Hopkins just kills it. Only other real thing I did was I did go see... I saw Prairie Home Companion when they came into town. So not the movie, but the actual radio show was in Denver yesterday. And it was an unbelievably cool experience to watch a live radio broadcast for 2 hours. Shut up, Zach!
And remind people that this is not Garrison Keillor's a Prairie Home
Oh,
Companion.
no, it's better because it's hosted by Chris Thiele, who I'm a big fan of.
Well, fuck
And-
you.
No.
Do you like spitting on other people's legacies?
No,
often.
I really like Garrison Keillor. The show I saw was also really good. Not much to say there. The music was amazing, but if Prairie Home Companion comes to your town, you should totally go check it out because it was a
Apparently,
really
this
amazing
has turned into
experience.
Welcome to OTR Nerds podcast.
Right.
James is like, the music has a banjo in it. Sold.
Oh, dude. Actually, no, it didn't. There was no banjo on stage.
What?
But
A mandolin?
An amazing. Oh, well, yeah. Chris Thiele is the greatest mandolin player to ever live. So there was that. Yeah, he's only been
The mandolin is a really pretty instrument.
He's only been invited to the Telluride Bluegrass Festival every year since he was 11. So just saying, he's pretty dang good at it. But yeah, other than that, I actually didn't really watch anything. I'm sorry, it was a long week.
Great job.
I know. I had one job to do, and that's burn time watching films.
Yep. Zach, what'd you watch this week?
I watched this super cool bluegrass movie with Matthew McConaughey
Wow.
while drinking a Mountain Dew, just to spite this son of a bitch.
All right.
I think that's fair.
No, so I've watched a couple of things because I haven't been here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Saw Doctor Strange. I love the fuck out of that movie.
Right?
I thought it
pretty
was
good.
very well directed. excellently acted with Benedict Cumberbatch and Mads Mikkelsen and Chichwa Ejiofor.
Rachel McAdams. What the
Rachel
fuck?
McAdams.
Yeah, she's in all of 2 scenes, man.
You're that was the most clever way to kill a Marvel villain or to stop a Marvel villain I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
It's just so refreshing to have your hero be smart. Like to have them outsmart a villain, it's just cool. I mean, we don't need to say what it is.
I was impressed
But
by it. I was just like, this is incredible. Like they're making this work. All the mind stuff where they go into the mind realm was mind blowing visually. I wish that I could see it in IMAX, but I know it's not in IMAX anymore. So.
oh yeah, man, I meant to go, and then it just comes and goes so fast.
Yeah. I also saw Inferno.
Oh,
The third in the Robert Langdon series.
you're a big fan of those, right?
I am a big fan of those films because they're cheap. They have too much exposition. And Tom Hanks is amazing. In this one, so one of the reasons why I actually like the series in all seriousness is that I like the fact that they have to solve puzzles without the use of technology to a large degree. But the moment Felicity Jones says, "I use Google," was when I was just like, "Oh, these aren't fun anymore." So it's by far the weakest of the Robert Langdon movies.
But how is Ben Foster?
He's okay,
Oh, come on, man.
but he's barely in the movie. That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then-
didn't you know they show him die in the trailer?
They show him die in the trailer, and then they show flashbacks. He's good in it. It's just that you don't get enough of his character because you have to get back to Robert. You have to get back to this mystery.
Man, Ronnie Howard needs to find his mojo again.
Well, he kind of does that where he'll do a great movie, and then he'll do like kind of a popcorn movie that's not amazing, and then he'll be like, "Hey, Apollo 13."
I'm still hoping they'll do
You know,
The Lost Symbol or whatever the next one's going to be, because I do still like these Robert Langdon series things.
Sure.
Not necessarily a big fan of the books, but I love the way they've made the movies.
I mean, I have Rush sitting on my shelf that I still need to watch. It's about a rivalry.
That movie's so good. It's about a rivalry.
That's a deep Real Nerds joke cut.
Yeah, it is. From like 2 years ago.
I also saw Arrival.
Nice.
Ooh.
Zach like Arrival. Zach want more movie like Arrival.
Oh man.
Zach want that now.
Yeah.
Amy Adams is perfect in this movie. Absolutely perfect. Movie was devastating, emotionally, just like hit me to the core. And I also, the moment I knew this movie was like for me was when they're talking about the kangaroo story.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
To me,
that's great.
that and also the when they were like, "What are you going to call the aliens?" Abbott and Costello. I'm like, what? They're speaking to me?
Yeah.
Which leads into the last movie that I saw this week. Oh, no, wait, I saw 2 more things. But this one. So I went to the Denver Stars Film Festival with a filmmaker friend of mine named Luke Oberholzer. And we went to go see this movie with Jim O'Hare from Parks and Rec. Cool. Called Middleman. I'm going to ask something I've never asked on the show before. Can we play the trailer for Middleman?
Sure.
And I will get you guys
Oh,
going.
fuck.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Pretty baby, though my friendship ceases from now.
Today, I've been given another chance.
Whoa. Hey, back up. Back up. He's not in charge here. We are not playing that trailer.
Oh, God.
James, can you play the trailer for a movie called Middleman?
All right. What's happened? Everything?
Hi, Lenny. Sorry about your loss.
Look for me on television.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Pretty baby, though my friendship ceases from now.
Today, I've been given another chance, and I know exactly what I have to do.
Out of the guard there, Pilgrim.
I am a stand-up comedian.
You ain't no stand-up.
Not yet, but I'm on my way to Las Vegas for the Monty Guy auditions. Was I a speeding officer?
Hey, how about you open for me?
Destiny's calling. It's time to get up there, shake your stuff.
Welcome to the stage, Lenny Freeman.
Get off the stage. You suck.
You could be my manager, Hitch.
Well, I gotta warn you, Lenny. I don't enter into contracts lightly.
Now, you look to me like someone who appreciates a good laugh. Now, please, stop me if you heard this one before.
I thought you were heading to Vegas or something.
I can't go right now.
Doesn't surprise me. Nobody ever leaves this place.
You got 2 minutes.
What seems to be troubling you?
I have never been in trouble. And now I'm in the worst kind of trouble ever.
No, you ain't, Lenny.
Yes, I am, Hitch.
No, you ain't, Lenny. Okay. Now you are.
I just wanted to go back to the way it was. Open the truck!
There's only one way on our contract.
This is insane!
Come on, Lenny, do it.
Do it!
Look at me, I'm busting a gut.
So, Middleman, I'm going to pull up the synopsis here because I want to really give this the respect it deserves, because this is one of the best movies I've seen this year.
I was going to say, so that means you liked it, huh?
I loved it. Don't even get me started. Lenny Freeman is a straight-laced old-school accountant with a dream to become a famous stand-up comedian. The problem is, Lenny is not very funny. Not even close. When his mother dies, leaving him nothing but debt and her 53 Oldsmobile, Lenny hits the road to chase his dream and head to Las Vegas to audition for Monty Guy's annual stand-up standoff. Along the way, and against his better judgment, Lenny picks up a mysterious traveler, and his trip quickly turns from bad to worse. And when they stop in this small desert town and start committing robberies and killing the witnesses.
Okay.
This movie, first of all, there's no movie in existence up till now that has ever played audio clips of Jack Benny in the movie.
Oh, here we go.
And
Well, talk about being biased.
Outside of that, though, it was shot on a very low budget. The director and the star were there for a Q&A, and they described that they had a very limited budget to do this film.
Mm-hmm.
They were only afforded like 3 takes at a time. And one of the best shots in the movie that involves a guitar player who kind of sounds like John Waters if he was doing an Elvis Presley impression.
Isn't he?
Does it in 1 take.
That's pretty cool.
Jim O'Heir is great in this movie. I if you don't know him, you know him. If you know him from anything, it's Jerry from Parks and Rec. And as he even said in the Q&A, this is not Jerry. It's a complete 180 opposite turn. And it takes a kind of a Fight Club type of twist in the middle of the film, where you start wondering if this is all in the guy's head.
Oh, okay.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's
Like
in his head or not.
it might be a Jacob's Ladder.
It could be. But the bottom line is that it doesn't matter if this is a Fight Club scenario or a Jacob's Ladder scenario. What matters is what is happening in each given moment that propels the film further and makes you want to keep watching. As opposed to just saying, let's get it over with. And then what happens to this guy? Now you're wanting to witness it moment by moment. And it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of cinema. The problem is that it does not have distribution yet. So you'll have to wait. But there is a trailer online that you can check out, and you can check out where you can see it at festivals across the country. Because it debuted in Seattle. Made a splash at Edmonton, where it won both Best Drama and Best Comedy.
Cool.
And played the Denver Stars Film Festival for only 2 showings, sadly. But those 2 showings were fantastic. Well, I went to one of them. I didn't go to both, sadly.
Right. Well, I hear that the other one, they butchered the movie. It was terrible.
Yeah. You can't let me win, can you?
Nope.
The last thing I did was I watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy again.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, those are really good. I have more of appreciation for Two Towers this time around than I normally do.
Really?
I don't know why. I love the Two Towers. I always loved it, but
sure,
it always felt like the hump we have to get over. Like, we have
Really?
to get
I
over
think
the
the
hump of
second
Rohan.
one's the best one.
Yeah,
Really?
I would generally agree.
I like the third one the most. That's my favorite.
Oh, you're a crazy person.
I'm not a crazy person.
Oh no, you just chose Temple of Doom. Like
I do love Temple of Doom more than I love the other 2 Indiana Jones
you're
movies.
so insane.
Well, that's just silly. Because I mean, for
that's
me,
just silly.
in Indiana Jones, it goes Raiders, obviously,
Because it's one of the greatest action films of all time.
absolutely. Then mine's Temple. Then it's Last Crusade, and so mine just goes in how they were made.
Yeah, I mean, you're equally incorrect. No, you're not equally incorrect.
You're an equal opportunity incorrector.
The correct order is Raiders of the Lost Ark because it's one of the greatest films ever, action films ever made. Then The Last Crusade because it's actually the best script out of the three, and then Temple of Doom because it's a whole lot of fun and people give it too much shit, but it's a great movie. Anyway, so but what's cool about what's really cool about Two Towers is that you get like a really big action sequence, but it doesn't feel too long the way that like I feel like the Return of the King one does.
Yeah, and to be clear, I saw the theatrical cuts, not the extended cuts.
Oh,
because those are the only ones that I could afford on iTunes. At the moment.
I mean, that doesn't matter. I mean, it depends on how much story you want, really.
Yeah.
Because when they, on the extended cuts, are like, oh, there's more battle scenes. It's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and for the most part, there's more like little throwaways, like dialogue sequences that are interesting and fun. But you don't need to like if you're just watching the movie to have fun. You don't need to watch those.
I think the Hobbit extended cuts are better than the Lord of the Rings one, just because I think it gives the characters a little more.
Yeah, I would agree. Because
I mean, I love the extended cuts of Lord of the Rings. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that it adds to it better.
Yeah, I feel like the extended cuts of Hobbit. Well, I'll say it differently. I think The Hobbit leans into more action-adventure than in the theatrical cuts, whereas the Lord of the Rings did a really good job of making sure the character stuff came first, and then they would cut some of the action-adventure stuff when they needed to.
I agree.
So when they would add stuff back, it's like, well, there's a subplot where Aragorn falls off a cliff and then we have to go find him again. Well, that is in the movie, but you know what I mean, right? Like there'd be like funny little action subplots that get cut out, and they would keep a lot of the drama stuff. Whereas with The Hobbit, it felt like some of the stuff they put back in, you were like, oh, these are really good, like little character beats that I would have liked to have had.
Right. And what struck me about the Two Towers was just like how they introduced the world of men.
Yes.
With Rohan as not a cipher, more of a like it's like the opening act before you get to the main attraction, which is Gondor.
Yeah, it's the prologue, right?
Yeah, it's the prologue, and it's a tragic story about a father losing his son. All this stuff, it's beautiful, and I love Andy Serkis' performance as Gollum so much. It's one of my favorite performances of all time.
Oh yeah, the whole section with Thorin or with Theoden is honestly one of my favorite parts of the whole trilogy. I started to say Thor.
Thor's in Lord of the Rings. Where did I not see this?
But him, that whole sequence where they come in and they draw the darkness out of him, and Saruman gets thrown back.
If I go, Theoden goes.
Yeah, it's so good. It's such a powerful sequence that is so well done and well acted, and they all feel like such badasses, right? Like it's a character driven moment where you're also watching like Gimli just be fucking cool and wreck some fools, and you're like, this is great, It
also has my favorite line. It does, even though I like Return of the King the most, it has my favorite line in Lord of the Rings history, which is Gimli, and he says, "Toss me."
Yes.
Come up with that jump, you have to toss me.
Oh, gosh, exactly.
Don't tell the elf.
That's so good.
I love little moments, too, in that whole series. The scene where Sean Bean is killed. I don't know if you guys know Sean Bean dies in this
Sean Bean dies?
Yeah.
Sean Bean dies?
The whole... the way the orcs set up, and I think that whole scene is really cool.
The Uruk-hai?
Yeah, the more... scaled down battles where it's a little more personal, I think is really great.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's part of why I think to me actually Fellowship of the Ring is the most solid script out of all three of them. Like that script is really tight and does a really great job of telling an arc. The sequels have a lot of great fun stuff in them, but like as a movie, that one is the most complete the way that it is, Whereas if they never made a sequel to it, yes, it would be completely unfulfilling, but at the same time, it could stand on its own and be a great movie, whereas the others actually kind of can't say that.
Yeah.
Because, that last battle sequence is so good in the first one.
Because I think in the first one, it's a little more intimate. I mean, that sounds weird.
No,
because it's more of a little band, and they're not being sieged in a castle. And
yeah, and I don't want to completely say that it's also because you have a lot less CGI in that fight. I think that's part of it, but it's also as they raise the stakes in bigger battles, you actually feel less of a personal connection to what's going on. Not necessarily its fault. All that stuff is also really good.
Well, no,
but it's part of what makes that first movie so adorably
But I think it
great.
needs the first one because you have to understand the power of the ring.
Yeah.
To appreciate the stakes in the other movies.
And the story of Boromir in that first film is one of the most solid and like it's one of the most solid character stories in the whole trilogy. You know, like watching that guy descend is so wonderful.
I agree.
And heart-wrenching. Man, Sean Bean's really good.
He is. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
I wish he wouldn't die so much.
Right. Oh. But yeah.
Anyway, that's all I watched this week.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. I only watched a couple things. Yeah, I've been having fun. My little guy has been really liking Christmas movies.
Oh.
So this week we watched Mickey's Christmas Carol, which I still cry every time Mickey puts the cane on Tiny Tim's headstone, and they do this. One of the things I think Disney animators are really spectacular at is the acting of the characters they animate. And there's this close up where, so you see it from a distance where Scrooge is like, whose grave is that? And Mickey puts the crutch up there, and then it's from a distance, but then it cuts in on Mickey's face, and he gets this like one little tear that comes down his face. And I think it's some of the most beautifully animated Mickey that's ever been animated.
That was a staple in my house growing up. Well, anything Christmas Carol related is a staple with my family. That one in particular. I remember the opening song was Merry, Merry Christmas, Merry, Merry Christmas.
So, I've never seen it.
No.
Who plays Scrooge?
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, of course. Yeah, duh. Okay.
If you want to borrow, it's only like 20 minutes long. It's a cute movie.
Yeah.
It really is. And I still get like another tear comes down when Scrooge gets to Mickey's house, and he's going up to Bob, because Mickey's Bob Cratchit, so he's saying, you've been taking you went a whole half day on Christmas, and he has this bag full of toys, and Tiny Tim is like, oh, there's toys in there, and he keeps on trying to like hide them from him, and he's yelling at Mickey, and he ends up having like toys and a turkey dinner, and it's just really cute. It's a cute little animated film.
Cool.
Really well done. We also watched a Peanuts Christmas, which
always good.
A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay.
And Kellen.
Sorry, I was an ass there.
It's Charlie Brown's Christmas.
And Kellen loved that too. I put it on. He just sat there and watched it. And it's so funny because that movie is 52 years old now.
Yeah.
And it still so rings true about consumerism and, what does Christmas really mean to people?
It means consumerism, man.
Yeah. All the stuff we can buy.
We're atheists here. That's what it really means, consumerism.
Oh, where is he?
No, but it means, loving each other and appreciating the small things. Even my own dog.
Oh, it's so good.
But my favorite moment is when Lucy is trying to wrangle everybody. So, like, you've got to have discipline. And you see Snoopy in the background mimicking her actions. You've got to have respect for your director. And you just see him waving his arms. And I ought to slug you.
Those movies are all really cute.
Yeah.
The Peanuts movies are really well done. The Charlie Brown movies are really well done.
Yep.
Because I think of them as a whole gang. I don't think of even though Charlie Brown's my favorite.
Yeah.
Why is they showing anyway? So they're showing like feeding the homeless, and they just showed like the marquee of Shotgun Willie's. For those of listeners that are not from Denver, Shotgun Willie's is a strip club in Denver. And there's
are the homeless people hanging out at
Shotgun
Shotgun Willie's?
I guess Shotgun Willie's supplies to the homeless. Good for them.
They'll let them in.
They're getting their Thanksgiving lap dance. Come on, man.
Yeah, for everybody. So the movies I watched this week is I saw the 1990 Captain America, which I have never seen before.
Really?
And
that's the one where he's got the motorcycle and the shield is made of plastic?
Does he have a motorcycle in it? Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't remember, but it has like this low budget charm to it where so it takes place it's basically the same beats as the first Avenger.
No.
But I mean obviously not nowhere near as well done.
Well, yeah, I know.
But it starts in World War II. And they didn't have the technology that they have now where they can make, Chris Evans like a pipsqueak and, I can do this all day kind of thing.
Oh man.
So it's just this guy and he has a bum leg. Steve Rogers has a bum leg in it, so he's always like hopping around.
Like that's their excuse is like he's this big muscly dude, but he's like, well, but this leg doesn't work.
Pretty much.
That's pretty great.
Well,
I love it.
But the guy who plays him is J.D. Salinger's son. I forget his name, but he's like
No
a big
way.
producer now.
Oh yeah, cool.
I forget his name, but I mean he does as well as he can. And yeah, I mean the movie's cheesy, but like there's this charm to it that because it's so cheesy. Like,
sorry, does he roll around in a wheelchair with like a polio blanket over his
No,
legs?
James.
That would be great.
No, James
Oh.
does not. He just has a limp.
All right.
And he also smokes in it, which is weird. I'm like,
Wait, what?
Yeah, at the
Captain
beginning,
America smokes?
Before or after the
Before.
transition?
Steve Rogers
Totally
is smoking.
called it.
Okay.
But they also have the scene where he gets turned into the super soldier.
Yeah.
And he gets like shot a bunch of times. There's like blood and stuff. I'm like, whoa. But so, because it's basically the same thing. He goes to get the super serum injected into him, and when he comes to, there's like some Hitler guy there, and he's killing everybody. Sorry, Nazis. So they actually use Nazis in this, which is kind of cool.
Okay, cool.
So, anyways, they kill the scientist lady who developed the super soldier serum.
Oh, it was developed by a woman. That's so
Yeah,
progressive.
It is. And so she dies, and Steve Rogers like beats the guy up. He might even kill him. I can't remember, but he gets shot like 5 times.
Okay, so because current Steve Rogers just is really good at deflecting bullets.
Yeah.
Do the bullets bounce off of him? Like
No, he gets like shot like hardcore.
Oh, okay.
Like, and you see like squibs and everything pop off.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he wakes up. So he's
Sam Peckinpah's
right.
Captain America.
he's just probably better able to survive.
Well, I mean, Captain America has accelerated healing powers. So.
Yes.
So, anyways, he's lying in his hospital bed and he's in a coma, and there's 2 generals outside his room. And the one general is a true line from the movie. The nurse comes, or maybe it's the doctor. I forget who's talking to him.
Sure.
She said, "I don't know if he's going to make it." He said, "Damn it, woman! That's the only man who can stop this missile from being launched."
Wow.
And then while he's saying that, his like Captain America's hands like makes a fist. And then so the generals are talking, and they have like a couple more lines, and then they cut back, and Captain America's standing. He says, "General, I'm ready for my mission," or something like that. And then the next scene's him fighting the Red Skull.
Does he get up and have a cast on one arm and he just flexes the cast
No,
off?
it's not like The Rock.
Oh man.
So then he fights the Red Skull.
Cool.
And the Red Skull in this one, he looks like Jigsaw from Punisher, but his face is red.
Okay.
And Captain America like chops his hand off with his shield. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Cool.
And then he gets shot off in a missile. They find him in modern times, so he's got to adjust to modern times. And he gets picked up by this guy who's driving a Volkswagen.
All right.
And he's listening to a Sony like Walkman, and it says "Made in Germany, Made in Japan." And Captain America can't understand why he's using German and Japanese products. I mean, it's really cheesy, and it's not like a great movie, but it has charm to it.
Was it like was it supposed to be tied in with like the Nick Fury movie or any of that
Probably
stuff?
because it was 1990. So
yeah, I mean that's when they were making all that stuff, trying to not go bankrupt.
And I think you can get it. I think I got it at Target for $4.95.
Oh wow, they had it at Target.
And it's a Shout movie. So
oh wow.
So it has a 25. There's only one feature, but it has a 25-minute interview with the director and the star.
Okay.
And the director's really cool. He says, "Yeah, I mean the movie's not that great. I mean, but they kept on cutting his budget, so he had to find a way to shoot this film.
Yeah.
When they're cutting his budget, and he said, "Yeah, they only let us shoot in L.A. for one day, and I had like 20 scenes to shoot in L.A.
Oh wow.
So it's like a mad dash to make this film. Yeah, it's interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, and the highlight of my week though is I finally, after years and years and years since 2008, waiting for Punch Drunk Love to show up on Criterion, finally came in the mail, and this is a movie I shouldn't like.
It totally is.
But I absolutely love this film.
Yeah.
Because it's just so weird, and Adam Sandler is so good in it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what it is, he plays this guy named Barry, and Barry sells novelty toilet plungers. And so he's selling them to Vegas with like dice on the top, and but he's a really eccentric guy, and you really don't know if he's crazy or not. He definitely has some sort of issue with it, anger with him. But I mean, the opening of the film is him just like standing outside drinking coffee, and this taxi pulls up and throws out this like accordion piano thing, and he goes inside his workshop, and it's like one tracking motion shot, and then he comes back out running, runs down the street, picks up this piano, carries it all the way back to his office, and puts it in there because he wants to learn how to play it. It's and then the rest of the film is him kind of falling in love with Emily Watson's character, and him dealing with his temper. And it's just interesting because, you know, he has 7 sisters, and he keeps on getting crap from all of them.
Yeah.
And it's just an interesting character study.
How do you feel about the other Paul W. Sanderson movies? Is there another one you like?
I like Magnolia.
Thomas Anderson?
Yeah. Did I?
You said W.S. Anderson.
Oh, did I say W.S.? Oh, what up?
I like Magnolia.
Okay. Yeah. I like Magnolia.
I guess maybe it has some actors in it I like.
Yeah. Did you ever see Heart 8? Because I feel like you might like Heart 8.
You might like Heart 8. But don't get angry if you don't like it.
I mean, it is, but you know, like you said that about how it's a movie that you shouldn't like. You know,
it's not, buddy. You're hurting me.
I don't expect him to be a director that resonates with you very well.
No, it's. I mean, but he is a really talented director.
Oh no, that's not the conversation.
Yeah.
It's like me and Scorsese, right? Where like I appreciate that he is really good. I'd love it for him to tell me a story that I care about. You know, like that's really all we're talking about.
I mean, Punch Drunk Love, though. Adam Sandler is so good in this movie.
Yeah, it's his second favorite, or no, it's his third best performance of all time.
Yeah, I mean, he has that scene. At the beginning of the movie when his sisters have like a party, and they keep on telling the story about, hey, remember when you kicked the sliding glass door? He's like, yeah, I don't remember that. And, you know, he keeps on saying that. Then he goes out with his sister's friend, and she said she relays that story to him. And he goes in the bathroom and just destroys it.
Yeah.
And he comes out, and the manager of the restaurant says, you need to leave. And he's like, please don't do this to me.
Yeah.
It's just like really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I love his resolution with Philip Seymour Hoffman, because Philip Seymour Hoffman is great in it.
Yeah.
Because what's great about the character is Philip Seymour Hoffman plays this sleazy mattress guy who also runs a phone sex. This movie's so weird. A phone sex
super weird
hotline that what they do is they get all their information from the people that call in, and then they extort money out of them.
Yeah.
And if they don't give them the money over the phone, then he sends this family of blonde brothers to beat people up or take the money from them.
Oh, man.
So they do that to Adam Sandler's character, but when they cross a line with him, when they hurt his girlfriend, and he calls Philip Seymour Hoffman, there's this great moment because Philip Seymour Hoffman is such a great actor.
Yeah.
He's like always used to be in charge. Used to being in charge, and there's this great moment where Adam Sandler is talking to him. And he's like, "I just don't think it was very nice." And Philip Seymour Hoffman's like, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!" And he says it so many times, and then there's like this beat where Adam Sandler doesn't say anything, and then he says something like that he's going to do something to him, and Philip Seymour Hoffman's character is so taken aback that someone's going to stand up to him.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, of course, at the end of the movie is, I want you to say, that's that, mattress man. Now get out of here. You fucking pervert. What did I tell you? That's that. It's literally the end of basically the end of the movie.
Yeah.
It's just funny
because
he's such a piece of shit guy. And when people stand up to him, he kind of, but I love the movie. I absolutely love the movie. And on Blu-ray, oh my gosh. Everything that they do, he does so many like colored lens flares.
Yeah.
And his composition in the frames.
He's one of those guys that like they should just, I mean, as they pretty much do, they should just make all his movies into Criterions because they're always good just visually to look at. Oh, yeah. Right? Like,
and it's definitely a short movie. I think it's like 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
And most of his movies are,
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
But
and usually half of it is one shot.
There is a funny featurette on it where they're interviewing this guy who actually did the frequent flyer miles promo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So in it, it's like Adam Sandler's character figured out that he can get a bunch of frequent flyer miles by using Healthy Choice, and each pudding top counts as a barcode. So it's like a little scam he did. So this guy actually did it, and that was the whole basis of the movie. is he heard the story and then he wrote a whole other story around it.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty funny. And,
Yeah,
and that's
it's
what I
pretty
watched
cool.
this week. So I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it's really great.
So next I need Spanglish. That'd be great.
So that's what I was referring to was Reign Over Me and Spanglish are his best performances. Those movies are amazing.
Yeah. And you know what's weird? Like The Longest Yard, his Longest Yard isn't on Blu-ray, and that movie made
Really?
like $180 million.
I wonder what the that's weird.
That's weird, right?
Yeah.
But I love that.
Strange.
I love that scene when in Spanglish when his wife tells him that she's been cheating on him, and you just watch him like break. Mm-hmm. Like he is so good in that moment.
He's really good in dramas.
Oh yeah, he's great, man.
Yep.
So cool.
This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we saw Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. James, should people see Fantastic Beasts?
So, okay, anybody who's listened to the show for a while knows that I've been critical of Harry Potter movies for years. And one of the things that I was critical of is that, they were taking these books and, just jamming fan servicey stuff into a movie, and that they weren't very, coherent. And I always felt like, Harry Potter fans deserved better films of these books that they loved. Because I have my Lord of the Rings movies that I think are great. So I was really excited for this movie. I thought the trailers were amazing. This is the most excited I've ever been for a Harry Potter movie. The character and the stories about tolerance and not hiding who you are, all the stuff that was in the trailer, I was like, this is really cool. I'm so excited. Which is why I'm actually genuinely disappointed by how super bored I was with this movie. I feel like it doesn't actually deliver on a lot of the promise, and I end up walking away not really caring about these characters, and genuinely being pretty uninterested in the story that they did tell me. So I can't recommend it. I would certainly say if you're not a Harry Potter fan, I don't think you need to see this movie. And if you are, I guess, I don't know, I'm really interested to hear what you guys feel, because I'm not one of those. But yeah, so for me, I would say no, I would rather watch Independence Day Reemergence again. So yeah, no.
Zach?
I don't think I'd go as far as James went. As a Potter fan, I was definitely entertained, but as a movie fan, I was just kind of like, it's there. So I'd say go see it just out of curiosity. It's Wizards in the 20s, so it appealed to some part of me. But one thing I will say about the film is that there are too many predictable moments that I called 2 weeks ago that we'll have to get into afterwards, after the trailer. But I thought they kind of brought down the prospect of a good standalone film. So that's all I've got.
I actually really enjoyed the film. I thought it was dark. I thought the setting was really cool. Mm-hmm. I thought the premise was lots of fun. I'm a big fan of Eddie Redmayne. I think he's awesome.
He does great.
I think he's great in this film. Because in it, Newt can't relate to people. And when he talks to people, he has these great tics that I don't fancy myself as a super intelligent moviegoer, but I think it sometimes might be lost on an average moviegoer, where if you watch, he never really looks characters in the eyes when he first meets them. And he even says that he doesn't... I guess I should talk about this when we review it. But anyways, so I think you should see it. I think the movie's a hell of a lot of fun, and it's also darker than I thought it would be. And it does... I mean, I love the Harry Potter series, the books and the movies, so it probably speaks to me a little more than James. But yeah, I think you should see it. Here's the trailer for Fantastic Beasts.
It was like a ghost. I saw its eyes, shining white eyes, and it dove down underground.
There's strange things going on all over the city. The people behind this are not like you and me. There's a hidden society. It goes back centuries.
Yesterday, a wizard entered New York with a case. A case full of magical creatures. And And unfortunately, some have escaped.
Teeny, you brought Met home.
That's Mr. Scamander. He's lost something I'm going to help him find.
We're going to recapture my creatures before they get hurt. They're currently in alien terrain, surrounded by millions of the most vicious creatures on the planet. Humans.
Magical beasts are terrorizing No-Magias. When No-Magias are afraid, they attack. Contain this, or it'll mean war.
Put this on.
Why would I have to wear something like this?
Because your skull is susceptible to breakage under immense force. Don't panic, but there's absolutely nothing to worry about.
I want to be a wizard.
Anyways, to finish my thought about Eddie Redmayne, so his character, he has a line in the film where he says, "I don't have very many friends. I'm not good with people." And he does these little tics where he won't look people in the eye. He seems really nervous around them. He has a hard time relating to people. He doesn't talk to them how we talk to each other. But one of the great moments is why he's such an amazing actor. And so he kind of has this nerdy, like, I'm afraid to talk to people, standoffish, never really faces them, kind of always is to the side of people. But when he takes Kowalski down to his, like, suitcase where he keeps all his creatures, he lights up immediately. He talks to the animals. He has a whole different persona, and I think it's a tribute to him as an actor to pull off that duality. And I think it's fantastic in it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. I really liked his performance. I just ended up walking away. Like I feel like he does an amazing job with very little. Is sort of my problem. Is because I don't know, 40 minutes into the movie or an hour into the movie, I sort of realized that I don't know what he wants or like. We have this hero that I just feel like is not actually interacting with the story that we're being told, or really has any mission that I feel engrossed in. Because when we do finally find out, like, oh well, he's here to take a bird to Arizona, like that to me is such a cop out kind of a story. Like I want him to have more of a path, and I guess he does, which is this thing about like him sort of becoming friends with Dan Fogler.
Dan Fogler. Yeah.
Dan Fogler's character. But it just never rings very true to me. It feels like a sort of cop-out plot.
And I thought about this after we saw it. His mission, it's not his guiding purpose socially, but his goal is to expose and write this book about fantastic beasts that are considered illegal in the United States, amongst other places in the world that people don't understand, and help create an understanding. Is that the best motivation? I don't know. I mean, I need to watch the movie again, and I'm going to see it again because I want to find out if I missed something.
Well, so I would argue that it can be. I think that why I was so excited for this movie and why I think the movie has so much promise is that the story of a guy who's trying to protect these magical beasts that most people don't understand, especially in a world where magical people are hiding the fact that they're magical from the rest of the world, and that there is sort of all of this division and intolerance. Like, there's a great story there where he learns to relate the fact that, you know, just as he can see what makes these magical beasts special, that we also need to realize that these magical that people themselves are magical, and that we need to also respect and tolerate and understand that. And I feel like it's all there, but it is never handled terribly well, and doesn't deliver. And sure, I'm coming hot off the heels of a movie last week where it like takes amazing subjects and deals with them in the most careful and beautiful ways. But I think I went into this feeling like, oh man, there's such a great story you could tell here, and I just never felt like I got it. Like, I don't think he ever actively says anything about this issue that's going on. And I don't know, maybe he doesn't have to. Maybe it works for people, and it just
his
didn't work for
mission
me.
for. I'm sorry.
Well, so you've got this world where, the story that we haven't talked about is that you've got in America, the magical people are hiding the fact that they're magical from everybody else, which is also true in England. But they're hiding that, and there's these sort of Salem witch trial type people who are extremely intolerant of people with magical powers, and they introduce this idea that I think is really cool. It's actually very Paranorman-esque, right? Where this basically, if you hide the fact that you are magic and you don't use your magic for a really long time, a cancerous magical being will form inside of you and eventually kill you, right? Which is such a great, beautiful image that, to me, emotionally just never has the punch that it should. Like, nobody ever really... They end up spending so much time with, the big spoiler at the end and a bunch of action scenes that I feel are poorly done.
I would disagree with that. I think the action sequences in this film are very well shot.
I think that 2 weeks ago I watched a movie where people go into a mirror universe, and I could understand what I was looking at, whereas in this one, I think the editing in this movie is just terrible. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at half the time or why things are happening.
Well, I would argue, too, that Newt's fight isn't that fight. He's kind of put into that fight.
Sure.
And so his original goal was literally to go there and release this animal into the wild. That's right. All he's doing. So he's kind of thrust into that, and you learn that he's actually dealt with this issue that you just talked about with the magic consuming people because they don't use it before. And he has to understand who he is as a person and grow as a wizard because he's so focused on the beasts that he sometimes forgets that there's a human element to it. And I think he eventually realizes that through his friendship with Jacob, which he says, I have a hard time, meeting friends. I don't know. I think it's...
I guess so.
I thought the movie was really well done. I had a lot of fun watching it. And, it's... yeah, I mean, you can see where things are going. I always do love Colin Farrell as a bad guy.
Oh, he's so good.
Because he has, like, this... Like, he's a good-looking guy, so he has, like, this, like, menacing charm to him. You know what I mean? Like, you want to trust him, but when he's bad, he's really good at being bad because... Right. I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, he's the shark from Jaws.
Yeah.
Like, he's a human version of the shark. It's why he's so amazing in Fright Night. And he feels that way here, to me, at least. Like,
and it's funny
the way he's manipulating that kid is great.
And you're never told that he's a bad guy at the beginning,
No.
but you know.
You know. Just look at that hair.
And, like, his coat. It is,
yeah.
But yeah, because I would even say the scenes where he has with Credence, where he's just talking to him in an alley.
They're great.
I think Credence, because I think it also has a weird... maybe not weird is not the right word, but underlying tone of like homosexuality to it, where
absolutely,
where he's afraid to let go, and the way that Colin Farrell's character kind of like leans into him and kind of reassures him. So he's a predator.
Yes,
that I think is really like it's disturbing because. And Colin Farrell's such a great actor that he plays this and he just preys on this poor kid because he wants this power. He wants to harness this power, and he's trying to figure out. He doesn't know that this kid has this power yet. He's trying to find out. He thinks it's his little sister.
Yeah.
Because Newt says that you don't live past the age of 8 or something when you do this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously, Credence is probably in his late teens, early 20s.
Yeah. I think he could be 16.
Yeah.
Late. He's supposed to be in there somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the way Ezra Miller plays him.
Yeah.
I think is really good. He's really unsure of himself, but he kind of opens up when Colin Farrell's around. And those scenes where I think they're shot really well too, is you really never see Colin Farrell's face. Mm-hmm. He's just like leaning into him, and he's like, telling him, you got to help me. And it's a villain like that has so much weight to me because he is not just I'm going to take over the world. He is preying on people's insecurities and their
and his motivation of not liking the fact that they hide themselves from the world and like all of that is really great villain making, right? Because he's got a good motivation where he's like, I'm tired of this. I don't like what we're doing. And I think, I agree with you. I think Colin Farrell's performance is great. It's part of why I'm so frustrated by, especially the end of the movie, when I almost want to write off the idea of me ever liking a sequel to this, because when they take this amazing villain and turn him into Judge Doom from the Roger Rabbit movies, I'm like, wait, I didn't want that at all. Like,
I think it's kind of a thing where my guess is with this series is every movie maybe they'll change it to another big actor being the bad guy because
you think?
Yeah.
Oh, I just assume that they're going to turn spoilers that they're going to turn Johnny Depp into the Voldemort of this series.
They might,
and go make 5 films of him fighting Johnny Depp around the world.
He's correct. That's what the plan is, according to recent
with
news
yo-yo
articles.
monsters.
Yeah. Well, it's also going to be about Albus Dumbledore's fight with Grindelwald, which is essential in Harry Potter.
Oh
lore.
yeah, well it's going to move into Voldemort and Dumbledore. So
I guess I wish someone had warned me of that beforehand so that I didn't get my hopes up that this wouldn't be taught. I was hoping this was the Rogue One of Harry Potter, right? Like I really wanted, because I think the universe is really fun and cool.
Well, I already knew they already planned a trilogy for it, and I think now it's 5 movies or something.
Yeah,
but
So it's now
I think it's 5 sequels.
5 sequels, so it's a saga.
Yeah,
that's fine. I think there's stories to tell there.
I will repeat what I said after the movie, which is I think that they should have gone and they have a lot of money. They should have gotten somebody like who has a lot of experience writing screenplays to rewrite this film after she wrote it, because I think it's a poorly structured script. But that is my opinion.
Which is wrong.
You jerk. I just think, and it's nothing against J.K. Rowling. She's not a screenwriter. She's written a whole bunch of really great books that people love. That's not the same talent. And I'm sure that there are ghostwriters on this, somewhere, but the fact that their name isn't on it makes me feel like they didn't have enough control to really direct how the script should go.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun watching it, and I think it was pretty dark.
Darker than I thought it would be.
When he's preying on people, I think... Yeah, I mean, but I would much rather see Colin Farrell stay as that character than Johnny Depp, but whatever. I guess I'm stuck with him.
Yeah.
I called that 2 weeks ago that he was going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
I was just like... Because there was an article that said, give Johnny Depp a chance. J.K. Rowling pleading to Harry Potter fans. I'm like, because he's already in the movie.
Yeah,
right. You can't change what you've already done.
I mean, and that's fine. Because maybe he'll do something great with it. But but to me,
the 30 seconds that we see him, I was just like, no.
Here's the difference. I think Johnny Depp is a good actor.
Yes,
but he tends to play caricatures more so than Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell reads that script and he plays the shark. He plays a predator.
Yeah, he plays it more sincerely.
Yeah, and so we'll see. I mean, maybe Johnny Depp will surprise me.
Yeah, maybe they'll tone it down.
We'll see.
Maybe he's channeling a little Ralph Fiennes from Voldemort.
Yeah.
Because Ralph Fiennes in Voldemort is a little wackadoodle.
Better actor.
No, wackadoodle.
Oh, okay.
I mean the words I say.
And a better actor.
And I think that's part of the problem with Johnny Depp now. I know it's a different thing, but now it's about his brand and it's quirky characters opposed to just being the actor that he can be in Ed Wood, or
Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco. Because now even when you see something like The Rum Diary, he still has to have like quirky things.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. But it's, you know what I mean? He just can't be an actor anymore.
Yeah.
Which is sad because I think he is a good actor.
Yeah.
But now it's like what I say about Tim Burton. It's a brand. It's no longer Johnny Depp. It's like, what silly character can I be? Even his Mad Hatter's obnoxious.
Yeah.
And it's, But we'll see. I'll always give him the benefit of the doubt because I think it's in him somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Jack Sparrow's still good.
I
like
love
Jack
Jack
Sparrow.
Gila Point for life.
Nope. I'm good. I've never seen a movie with Gila Point in it I liked.
I've only seen one.
Snap. I know.
Next week, I don't know what we're seeing.
I can't wait for Yoga Hosers to be his favorite movie of the year.
I want to see. I want to see Allies.
Yeah.
But
I do.
Moana also comes out,
Oh, that's right.
so I might see both.
It's a holiday
If
week.
I'm
We might
able
be
to.
able to, we might be able to
If I
swing it.
recall, last year you guys did a Disney movie and a
Well,
adult
last
movie.
year oh no, that was Zootopia. I sprung it on him.
No,
Oh,
it was,
no, yeah, it was this
no,
year.
it was Creed and the Good Dinosaur.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh, yeah, we did do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see what we can pull off.
I'll see if I can pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I'd be able to. But
Because I want to see Allies because I will see a Robert Zemeckis movie as long as it's not animated.
you know what's when you watch that trailer, I get really excited.
I do too.
Because I see Zemeckis in it.
Yeah. The only shot I don't like is the composite shot where they're in the desert, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
but it's probably an early CG cut. Like I know,
and that's
I know.
But there's the scene where he goes and he says, "We want you to kill your wife."
Yeah.
Right? And then he walks out of there and it's like that boom, 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 boom.
Oh, it's great.
I'm like, oh, this is a fucking thriller.
It's so good.
And they're killing Nazis.
Yeah.
Any movie that kills Nazis, I'm down with.
Right.
And you know how great Brad Pitt is at killing Nazis.
He's super good at it.
Oh no, I'll probably get a good butt chew, and that's about it. Maybe I should watch Glory. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Yeah, me too.
No, it's more like chewed out. I've been chewed out before.
It's all right. I've been chewed out before. Oh, it's so good.
Yep.
Man. Cool.
Sweet.
All right.
So until next week,
We'll see something.
Yep. Bye.
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 It's so nice to have somebody else who says bye.
Real Nerds is a Nebulous Visions multimedia production. We would also like to thank Sparks Mandrell for our music. Additional music from Ben Sounds. Thank you to Alamo Drafthouse. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. And thank you for listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.